Thank you, Professor Liu, for your welcome, and thank you for having me. I appreciate the invitation. As you all hear, I had many kind of interesting jobs throughout my career. So today I'm going to share my experience and my reflection, and hopefully we can have a more free discussion towards the end of this panel. I think Professor Liu said we'll have a 30-minute roundtable discussion. And please hold your questions or enter your question to the chat box. So before I begin, I will share my screen. I think I only have 10 minutes, right? I have 30 more experience. I can easily get into hour-long discussion for sure. So here we are. So I just, like you said, I want to share my experience, how I became a leader and what is my path look like? What are the reflections and experience that I wish that I knew when I started? So if you can take one or 2 points from my talk today, it'll be great. So we'll give you a few shortcuts so that you can move along and with these helps. Okay, so let me go to the next page. Like I said, I've been in power and energy field for 30 years. I started teaching and also did my research. I was a postdoc for a couple of years. And after that, and a company saw my potential, and they were working on flexible AC transmission system. So I joined a manufacturing firm, and where they have a research lab. I was there for about 4 years. I did my patents, and I did lots of research paper, computer programming application, and also I did a few kind of sales pitch. When we have new things, inventions, we tend to go to our customers and clients to say how wonderful the things that we invented, right? Why don't you use the things that I invented that would change the world, right? It's all advanced technology or applied energy, whatever the things that we all felt it's the most brilliant things that we created. So I went there and, well, folks are excited, but they were saying, oh, okay, these are the reasons we cannot use it. So I was kind of pretty upset because they didn't, whatever we did, the project, the facts, for those of you who knows our industry, we had back in 1995, and that time we had lots of fax technologies, and it was good. We had a few demo projects, but that was it. There's no like massive scale purchase or massive scale application. So I had this intense curiosity. I said, why my right creation and could save the world and it was not used widely. So I joined the utility company. I just want to see how they make decisions. Why not use the new things as I envisioned? I was there. I was at the PJM ERCOT, which is a system dispatching center, for about 10 years and got to know how they look at their rates, electricity, how much they get, the money they collect by providing electricity service, and how they plan the transmission distribution, how they dispatch the generational resources or even renewables. And throughout those 10 years, I became a leader or supervisor or manager, and try to manage a team and get more done. So, and I got a little bit, I kind of know, yeah, okay, they are more concerned about the daily operation. New technology is good, but they probably don't want to do it. But there's a key reason why they don't want to do it, right? I mean, they could actually increase the electricity price and apply the technology. And they said, no, we cannot do that. And you have to talk to the regulator folks. So then another next 10 years, I moved on to standard setting organization because we had a blackout. Then I also joined a regulatory body, which is called Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. So there are lots of lawyers and economists. So I collaborated with them and we came up with the rules and policies and regulations. So now I can see why whatever the invention I had, why they did not get used widely, because we have a bunch of lawyers, economists said, well, your thing's just too expensive. We cannot use it at every utility level or every control room, so that otherwise the consumers have to pay a lot. And so these are the things I gradually understood throughout my career. There are things that just not me and wanted to make a better world. There are other things, the other constraints, other stakeholders are part of this whole ecosystem or part of this industry. And so it's not overnight, and it took all the years, like I said, 30 years to get where I am today. And Professor Liu mentioned I am president-elect for the Power and Energy Society. And this is a volunteer organization. It's more like if you're a lawyer, you join the Bar Association. If you're an engineer, you join Engineer Professional Association. So for the Power Energy Society, there's this organization called IEEE Power Energy Society. A lot of it's the biggest professional association in the world for this particular field. So if you go to the website, you can see a lot of things. So along those 30 years, I have been a member of that association. I volunteer, I shared my experience like I'm sharing with you today. And of course, there are research papers and there are panels like this. There are also keynote speeches. So I kind of enjoy them. And so based on that, based on my career and based on my volunteer experience, I want to share with you how I became where I am today. So I think the first thing I was thinking about it, I listened to a talk given by Aaron Beverly. So if you Google it, you find he is the world champion for the public speaking for several years. So one time we invited him to give us a talk. One thing he shared with us is the vital communication skill. So if you want to say, okay, I want to do this, like I'm trying to sell or to bring my invention to everyone, I have to know it's a great things for me. However, it may not be a great things for others. So his advice is that when you talk to people, or the first thing, if you want to become a leader, you have to kind of let people know how you can help them. So this is what he says. Networking is not about getting something for someone. It's not that I get something and for myself. It's about communicating the value that I can bring to the organization, to the customer, or to the team, or to the organization. So again, it's not about me getting something. A lot of I have lots of students and things, and they said, okay, how I can get an internship, which is great. But I think if we think about it, right, if you talk to a company, said, or a university or research lab, you say you want to get an internship, I think the first thing you want to say, do a research, right, see what they need. Then when you communicate and listen to them, you want to say how I can help you. Then they will say, yeah, we have an internship opportunity, come in, help me. So this is I mean, I kind of reflected on my experiences every time that I join an organization, and I see it's not that I bring my invention and convince them to use my stuff. Of course, that was my initial intention, but eventually I saw what they need from me, and I jump into it, I deliver. So that's how, to me, this is kind of the first thing I would do is try to communicate what you can help others. And again, this is also summarized by Aaron Beverly. And he had a great talk. If you go to YouTube or go to Google, you'll find him easily. So what he says is that when you listen and communicate, and then towards the end, you want to say how I can help, right? And what I'm planning to help with. Can I help you with the projects, programs, events? Can I help you to build some connections, or can I help you to raise funding? So all these things that you can help the organization, the team, and they see the value, and that's what you want to communicate first. And this is how the way people remember you. If I'm not a big CEO, if I'm not I don't have a big title, how people remember, because all the leaders, the big shots. They have tons of people they meet. They have so many meetings. They would not be able to remember me and without a big title. So the way you want to talk to folks is that, hey, this is my skill, right? This is how I can help you. They will keep that in mind. So if opportunity comes up and they say, oh, let me call Jessica, I remember she said she can do this for us, and that would be the opportunity. So again, it's not that I want to get from the organization, from the team. You want to first to communicate, these are the things I can do and nobody else can. I'm very unique. I have a talent. This is what I can help you. So I find out through the careers, that especially if you're on the minority side, and if you don't speak up, they would not be able to tell you what you can help for the organization. And another thing that I find out, the reason I've been with the PES for these many years is that I find out, I share this with, I think, Professor Liu and other ladies in the past, is if you look at the human needs, this is from our psychologist, Professor Maslow. This is his human need kind of triangle, right? We need a basic, every day we need to sleep, we need food and drink, shelter, we need security and safety needs and belongings, love, right? Families, relationships, and also we want achievements. And we also have a knowledge, self-awareness. At the top, you'll see help others, right? I mean, the second one is self-growth and self-fulfillment, becoming a leader. And but eventually the goal or your needs, and inside our we're all mammals, and one of our needs is to help others, and so we can be happy. This is what a scientific research also says, that if we help others, if we have close lifelong connections, I summarized here, if we have a lifelong connection with others, will keep us healthier and happier. So I see these all kind of tied together. It's not that you communicate, you listen effectively, you want to help others. It also will help you be happy and have a good health. And these are being studied and scientifically approved. So helping others and give you a lot of a good advantage. That's why I eventually realized why I have to I stuck with the volunteer organization for these many years, because not only I have the connection, I have friends, and they also keep me happy and healthy. And I also, like Mother Teresa said, and throughout the journey, I also find out who I am, why I'm here. So these are the ultimate questions. I think if you stay in this culture a lot, and you not kind of follow your peers, and you want to do something, and you want to find your own uniqueness, is to say why I'm here, why and what I'm here for, and what are my talents, why I'm different from anybody else, and with that difference is what I can do differently. So these are the questions I said, I like Mother Teresa said, and she said, when I forget who I am, I serve you. Through serving, I remember who I am and know I am you. So we all connected, right? Through the serving, through the volunteer and working with the team, I find out who I am. I see the relationship. And when we begin to see and understand relationship and see each other, we recognize our connection. That close connection would keep us happier and healthier. And again, this industry is the same thing, and it's not just humans. And this whole industry get connected about 130, more than 130 years ago. So we have Thomas Edison started the first commercial power plant in New York City, 1882. Right now, after this 130 years, we have, at least in North America, we have four interconnections. But I mean, it just spread throughout the world in next 30 years. So back in 1930s, and almost every corner of the world, they had electricity, especially in the metropolitan areas. So why we need to get connected? I mean, from industry point of view, it's cost effectiveness, reliability, it's cheaper, we get connected. Also, we can serve customer better because if my unit is down, I have someone else through the transmission distribution. Same thing. If I have lots of friends, right, I have a close connections. If I don't feel well, and my friends can help me. So this is a similar concept. It's a cost effectiveness, reliability, and safety. These are the three things and why industry get connected. And how connection helps is if we look at entire history of our industry, and you see not only engineers made a contribution, and like I said, science and technology and politics, right? If we don't have the regulators and then make sure that we deliver electricity to the rural areas, and we still probably have the equity around the world and regulatory policies, which I was involved for about 6 years. I enjoyed a lot my experience with lawyers, economists, because they can write all the policies and like climate change. Right now we have climate change. They can regulate the emissions, we can regulate the fuel, and they can encourage advanced technology come into this traditional industry and lower the costs. And I have some distinct lectures along those lines. Again, this industry is not alone. And not only we have technologies where we have teams work on it, we also have politicians, lawyers, economists, and courts and laws, and also the business guy. Well, now we have the environment, the climate change. So we have that to drive our industry moving forward. So this might, the future grid might look like this. Again, it's another interconnected ecosystem. You can tell now the consumer will come into, besides all the regulators, the politicians, the cultures, the consumer, each of us, we can participate and make this a better world. So I wanted to end to say, let's get connected and to join any organizations that you have, Applied Energy, Women Applied Energies, or Women in Power with PES, or any other associations you have, and join the team. At the PES, we have Smart Grid, Technical Community, Smart Cities, and Smart Villages. We all use advanced technologies, try to change the world and make a world a better, a clean place. And like you said, we have Women in Power, very similar like Women in Applying Energy. We have about 4,700 members right now, and they cross the entire world. And we also have lots of scientists and professors, engineers like me, and we also have young professionals. And if you, but woman engineer doesn't mean that it has to be a lady or female. Anyone can join. We also have young professionals. So I would say I'm going to stop here. So get connected. If you're not the PES member, if you're not part of the organization, please join PES and join us. And we can work this together, get connected, be happier and healthier. And with that, I want to thank Professor Liu again, and now back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Although the time is short and a lot of information is given, we can leave the QA part later. Yeah, actually, there already one question for you in the chat box. You can check it firstly. Okay, Jessica?